help us dress. What's the first thing we do when we get ready? We want to take a snap of ourselves. We want to go ask somebody. And, I ask everybody in the house from my household help, like, how am I looking? And yes, we all want to look fabulous. We all want to experiment. We want to evolve. And we do enjoy fashion. So today I've got the whole StyleNook team with me. I've got Kuntal Malia, who's the co-founder. I've got Arti Gupta, who's the co-founder. And I've got Sakshi Head, who's the head of styling. And they're all from Team StyleNook. And today they're going to share their secrets of dressing. They've shopped for over thousands of women, and they believe that every outfit is an opportunity to express yourselves. So first of all, I want to ask all of you, how many of you are in pajamas watching this? So, let's get a poll done first, because I know I'm wearing the bottom half of my pajamas and I'm still in that, zone of getting half dressed. So what is StyleNook? StyleNook is actually a personal shopping and styling service for urban working women that makes looking good easy. And when you think about it, when we think about fashion, we only think about image consultants or we think about stylists, but they also are using a lot of technology. And I'm going to use some big buzzwords. They use a lot of AI, which is this artificial intelligence, to understand what we will love, what we will like, and how to put it all together so that we come out looking our best. So Kuntal Malia, she's unstoppable. That's how she's described. She's a products and an analytics leader with a focus on scaling growth through artificial intelligence. And she is one of the founders of StyleNook. We've got Arti also, who's got 2 decades of experience in online content and commerce. She's worked in the US, in India. She's a startup specialist with a proven track record of building sales, marketing, creative, and content functions. She's able to build and manage multiple team locations. Now, don't get worried. We're not going to talk technology at all in this, because these women, even though they are stellar technologists, they also understand that you need to look good while doing it. And then we've got Sakshi Head, last but not least, who is the head stylist for StyleNook. She's got lots of experience in the field of costume styling and personal image consulting. So again, I'm going to go back to all of you, and I'm going to ask this question to, of course, the head stylist also, Sakshi. What is the most difficult thing you are facing in getting back to life after the pandemic? I want to hear from you so that we also understand what are your questions, try to incorporate them. And I will also give mine. I am struggling with wearing shoes, to tell you the truth. And this has been something I did not think about. But wearing shoes has become very, very difficult function because I've been used to wearing chappals and open toe shoes. But Sakshi, I'd like to hear from you. Tell us, as the head stylist, what are you seeing as the biggest problem that women are facing?
Sizing. I think a lot of women have picked up or dropped size during the pandemic situation, and have also been very comfortable at home. Like you said, how many are in pajamas? If I can be that open and say to wear a bra also is like a big deal at the moment, on a daily basis. But yeah, just getting out of your comfort zone, I think that's the biggest challenge. Like for you, you said shoes, right? For somebody, it could be makeup, like just wearing makeup every day and not letting your skin breathe, or just, wearing jewelry every day, or moving to contact lenses instead of glasses, frames. So just some basic stuff like that, but it is challenging. We've gone through a lot. So definitely these are challenging aspects.
Well, you've touched on some of our nerves, like the sizing issue, because I think I just read a study that says that over 25% of people, although none of us will admit it, have gained weight during the pandemic. We wish we were on the reverse side, but unfortunately, I want to understand from you both, Kuntal and Arti, technology and fashion. People don't think about it going together. So why is technology and fashion such a crucial meeting point?
Well, I'll just quickly answer that because I don't want to make this about the AI or the technology, but essentially the technology allows us to offer the styling service, which normally is anywhere between 2,000 to 5,000 bucks an hour for no charge at all. So that is what technology allows us to do, because the AI is doing a lot of the heavy lifting and it's taking care of a lot of things that a normal stylist would do, right? Because what is a stylist? A stylist is technically a recommendation engine. She's figuring out what works for you based on what you tell her. And that's how we're kind of using the technology along with the human stylist to make this more accessible. And basically, you have fun with fashion. You start experimenting.
Yes, no, I mean, I think we look at the future and we think, good, we can try on everything right online. But Dr. Vandana saying lipstick under the mask. Dr. Vandana, if you're like me, I'm lazy, I use the Zoom lipstick. So I'm going to reveal my first secret before I turn it over to the ladies from StyleNook to actually give their secrets. Go ahead, ladies.
So should we start?
Sure, please. Would
Okay.
love it.
I think, Sakshi, the floor is all yours.
Absolutely. So let's get started. Today we're going to talk about 10 tips, tricks to look fabulous all the time. And these are very easy. Some things that are we're ignorant about, or we maybe don't put in some effort, but just small little things. And I'm going to keep it really easy. I would love to have a lot of interactions. So keep your questions coming in. Some tips and tricks, if you have, we can also learn from you. So that's like, great. I'm going to share a presentation. Hopefully that should help. And yeah, can you see my screen? I hope all of you can see my screen. Awesome. Okay, I got a thumbs up. All right, so tips to look fabulous. Let's get started. The art of balance. This is something I always, in my decade of styling career, I have always focused on the art of balance. And I think that's the only thing that gives stylists a slightly upper hand while putting things together, right? Like, for example, if you are a heavy top person, like if you are big on your chest, right? Heavy on your chest, try and not to hide it by making it too tight. You focus on something else, which is your strength area. For example, your legs could be a strength area, your arms could be a strength area, having a longer neck could, like a slender neck could be your strength area. So showcase your strengths. Don't try and make things tighter or hide things that are not your strength areas according to you. I think everybody's fabulous and everybody's great, but it's totally a personal call. Again, for example, you're a triangular shaped body, right? Which means you have possibly bigger hips and smaller torso. So you would want, instead of hiding it, just wear something which is not very which does not grab too much attention on your hips. Instead, give attention to your torso, right? So just balance out the look. If you're wearing something dark, or if you're wearing something bright, let's say, you can keep your makeup really basic and nude, right? So you balance out the look. If you like to wear makeup and let's say you have to only look at your face, then you could just put a pop lipstick. I think Kuntal has done that today. She's just wearing a pop lipstick, right? And that's creating a completely different look. So she's balanced out her entire face by not putting eyeshadow or a blush and too much of mascara, too much of kajal, but she's just highlighted her lips. So she's created that balance. So that's what I think.
Sakshi, I'm gonna step in here because Kuntal is the 2-minute dresser. So every time that I have spoken with her, she actually gets ready in 2 minutes.
But that's great, right? Like just one pop lipstick, anybody can get ready in 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's kind of true. But yeah, you just give away my secrets, Kututi. Thanks.
No, I'm just telling people that sometimes it's that simple, especially if you're going to do a Zoom call or something like that, because a lot of the focus actually comes on your lips or on your face. So that, yes, that pop color really helps.
Absolutely. So another trick is that if you have to get ready in 2 minutes, just put on your lipstick and wear something in your ears, or wear an accessory, a small pendant chain in your neck or something of that sort, or put a hairband on. It's very simple things to just make sure that you look stylized and you're ready. You know, it's always important to look ready because you sort of show interest to the other person that, hey, I'm equally engaged in this conversation and I'm ready to have it, right? I think that is why it's important to be ready. As much as it is important to yourself, but it's a body language that you put out there saying, hey, you know, I'm engaged, I'm interested, I want to have this conversation, I want to impress you, no matter what the topic of discussion is, right? So let's move on to the next one. which is choose your color right. It's summertime, use colors that reflect light rather than colors that absorb light. Right, so that's very important. I think, Sukrit, in one of your sipping thoughts video, I don't remember the name of the lady that you were interviewing, but you also mentioned something like it's very important to be appropriate. You know, so colors also make a huge difference. It's a starting point somewhere in your looking fabulous journey. To look appropriate, you have to wear the right color for that season as well. Right? What color do you wear for the day? What color you wear for the evening is also very important in looking right, looking fabulous, looking well turned out. So colors that reflect light, so colors that have more of white tonality in them mixed with white. Like for example, when red is mixed with white, it's pink, right? So it reflects light. But at the same time, burgundy, which is a darker color, will absorb light. So that's great for winter. That's great for evening wear. But it will make you look, it can make you also feel hotter when you wear darker colors for the day, because it will absorb light and hence you end up feeling really warm and you don't feel it's a breathable, conducive outfit. So that's another thing you could do. And there are lots of colors now in the market. Like for example, sage green is a great color. If you don't like purple, you could wear different palettes of it, like lavender, lilac for the day, and you could wear purple for the evening. Again, if you don't like wearing a bright yellow, you could wear a mustard or a lemon yellow for the day. You could wear powder blue for the night, and you could wear navy blue for the evening. So there are lots of things you can play around it, but the simple trick to remember is colors that reflect light are good for summers. Right? If you have any questions, please keep them coming in, and we'll go to the next.
I'll go back to that one. What's a good color to wear if you're going on an interview? Because that's always the toughest one that people are asked.
Great. So colors also have personality, Supriti, right? Like what do you want at an interview? At an interview, you want to be calm because you want to obviously think well. You want to think logically. You want your analytical ability to be very, very high. Colors like blue, turquoise, greens, whites naturally put you in that mindset, which are tranquil. They activate balance. Right, so it's rather than wearing red, which could make you very feisty, it could it could make you feel very like highly energetic. Maybe that much energy you don't have to showcase during an interview. You also have to keep your calm in that space. So I would recommend shades of blue, color family from Aqua family, or obviously white is like an all-time favorite and you cannot go wrong. And of course you can then layer it up with a blue jacket, an olive, or a beige, any of those.
So Lata, and I'm going to take all these questions, but guys, we will also have plenty of time for personal questions at the end too. Lata is asking, and I also feel this, when you wear pink, you do feel a little bit girlish. So is pink a girlish color? And is it a more feminine color?
Well, in the time and the age that we are, I think it's unisexual. I would like to believe so, but yes, it does. Historically, it does have. See, pink is considered to be feminine. Why? We'll go back to where it comes from. Like flowers are pink. That's natural. Like you see a red rose, you see a pink rose, you see a pink carnation, and that's how you associate with a flower. Flowers are generally more closer to women than men, right? And that's where the color pink has so much feminine features to it, and that's why it's attached to. But I don't think there's any rule or book which says pink has to be worn by women. I think it's just society which has taught us that pink is for women and blue is for boys. But other than that, no. And you can really play with different tonalities of pink today, right? You could wear a salmon pink, you could wear a hot pink, you could wear a blush pink. Really depends on what side of a person you are, and you can choose the pink that suits your personality. You need not wear the quintessential baby pink all the time. You can really play around.
And Trisha is asking, what about skin tones? I mean, and colors for skin tones. Dr. Vandana is asking colors for summer marriages, because this is really now very, very in trend. I mean, Alia is getting married. We're all thinking about marriages. Like we have been invited, to so many. Now, what should we wear?
So I'll address the colors for summer marriages. If it's a day option, that if it's a day function, then definitely tonality of pinks and orange, pastels, all of that could work. Neutrals could work really well, like beige and gold works really well. Off white and gold, off white and pink, off white and red, blue, turquoise family, all of those work really well. For evening, you could either go for darker colors, but mostly it's worn during winters, but you could wear pop colors for the evening. Like, for example, hot fuchsia pink. It's a great evening color, right? Deep red, blood red, rose red, rust, all those are great colors. Orange, burnt orange is another beautiful color. So bright pop colors, because summer is the time of bloom, it's a time of blossom, all of that happens. So it's great to try it out during summers, and I would highly recommend that to all my clients, that you could play around with silver or gold or prints during your marriage season, because there's so many events as well, right? You don't want to look the same every event, so you can just play around with print on print. You can play around with color blocking. Now, if you like two of your favorite colors, mix them up with your dupatta or in your nargali or with your sharara and your kurta. You can have like three colors mixed, and it's all okay. You can play around with jewelry, right? You can bring color. If you were wearing off-white, let's say you're wearing like the quintessential off-white gold sari, you could make your jewelry colorful. You could wear rubies or emeralds with it, or green stone with it, or sapphire with it. And there's just so much you could do. Like, try. I think the best thing to do is just give it a try.
Now, what about for the different skin tones? Because this is always a question. And then, of course, Stella is also asking, government offices, some places are very conservative, and you have to be in sober colors.
Exactly. So when you go towards pastel sides, so anything that makes any color that's mixed very heavily with white is pastel. Like, it's almost bleached out. You just get like a light tonality of it. And I think that is the kind of color palette that's mostly allowed everywhere, whether you work in a pharmaceutical company or whether you work for an investment banker, government offices, schools, anywhere. All pastels are acceptable across the globe, across functions. So I haven't had a single person who's come to me till date in my career and said pastels don't work for me. But what technique or what embellishment you use on pastels is what changes the game, right? So it really depends on how much embroidery you have on pastels. That might not work. What is the kind of dupatta you're using, your level of transparency, because pastels are lighter colors, it will be transparent. So are you wearing the right slip? That might be a cause of concern for you than thinking of whether this color would work or not, right? The kind of prints that you're using, are the prints too loud? Right? Like, for example, you're using a lemon yellow and a mint green, right? Like that kind of pastel combination, which might just look inappropriate, right? It might just look too happy, or it might just look too tropical. So that might not work. So I think what's important to know is, if your workspaces are more restrictive, stick to solids. And you could just maybe add a dupatta or a bottom which is printed, but the whole game need not be a print game then. So again, I come back to my first point, which is the art of balance. So you have to balance your look out over here, right? So that is what I can tell you right now quickly. And then we go to skin tone.
Yes.
So skin tone, you have to see whether you're a warm skin tone or you are a cold skin tone. Now, there are lots of ways to find that out very quickly. You can search this on internet also, but through your veins, you can figure out if you what skin tone you are. Is it showing green or purple? But that might be a little technical to do over here because I will not be able to demonstrate. But I think the easy way to
I'm seeing green. So what does that mean?
You're seeing green, so that is a warmer skin tone. Purple is the cold skin tone. But so what happens is you'll have to say, if you're a warm skin tone, then you'll have to use colors that are not blending with your skin, that don't pale you out, right? So use colors if you want to look. It's also based on actually what you want to look, I mean, theory is one side of it, but the reality is also based on your mood, based on the occasion, based on what state of mind you are at that point in time. But ideally, if you want to look bright, then use a color that is contrasting to your skin tone, and that should work. That will give you brightness on your face, again, because it's reflecting, right? If you want to be subtle and you want to not be, what would be the right word, you would not want to grab too much attention, if I would like to say, but you'd like to be sharp, you can also take a skin color that kind of blends or absorbs. For example, a beige, a khaki, an olive. With Indian skin tones, they kind of give you a very neutralized impact, right? And anyway you wish to be bold, you could take a color which is supremely solid and prime. Like for all your prime colors, your blue, your yellow, your red, all these prime colors, greens, you could take these prime colors in solid tones and wear them as well. So it's very occasion based, but yeah, like for example, I'm a duskier skin tone, right? What I avoid is neons, because they don't impact my skin very well. They just don't make me feel or look the way I should be looking. But at the same time, deeper colors, jewel skin tones, right? Your orange, pink, red, emerald green, blue work very, very well against my skin. If you're a fair skin tone, trust me, go ahead and play around with whatever color lifts up your mood. That's what I'm going to tell you as a stylist. Don't go with all the theories and facts and figures. It'll just make your life very complicated, and you don't want that right now.
So Rajni is asking, and I've asked Rajni especially to give us tips on this. So we're going to come back to your question on looking great on Zoom, because that's my number one question too. So we'll come back to that, Rajni. We've recorded that question. Go ahead, Sakshi.
So let's move ahead. The third one is props in your handbags, right? I would really like to ask the audience, what do they carry every single day in their handbag? Like, what is their must-have? And it would be great to get some responses. Yeah, like.
So I've said lipstick, Vaseline, and mask. Trisha says a comb and a lipstick. Rajni says lipstick earlier, now eyeliner.
Nice. Yeah, these are important, because these are your
lip and cheek tint. Sorry. Dr. Vandana, glasses, lipstick, comb, and hand cream. Stella, a comb, lipstick, and a mask.
Awesome. There's some great responses out there.
Amita says lipstick, comb, tissue paper. Kuntal says lipstick, perfume, comb, sunglasses, tissue. Sudhalini says lipstick, kajal, mini perfume, brush, tissues, mosquito spray. Very good. Mask.
Wow. That is great. Like, she's like ready for all.
Amita says pen. Amita says dental floss, tissue, and a compact.
That's also viable.
Amita says memo notebook.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to tell you about a few things now. Everybody, based on their personality, how big your bag is, what your occasion is, what your daily routine is like. You can pick and choose. And I'll tell you why these things are important, because they will give you the 2-minute transformation, right, into looking fabulous all the time. One is a kajal pencil. It instantly lifts up and makes your eyes magical and bright, right? Like, it gives you life. You can choose your color, and it's a simple pencil. You can just store it in your clutch bag, to a handbag, to a tote, to whatever size of your bag is, right? Second thing is, somebody said lip and cheek tint. Great. It's like a must-have, right? You can just like instantly change your look with just adding some tint to your cheeks and keeping your lips really nude. That also works. Or working on your lips and keeping everything else nude. That also works. Perfume, pocket perfume, especially in summers, like the kind of temperature we are dealing with. No matter where you are, in across the country, the weather is pretty hot. But I think mist or a pocket perfume instantly changes your vibe, your aura, your energy levels, and I think that gets reflected in your body language, and that itself is a huge shift in your fabulous looking, right? Sunglasses. So there are times where you don't want too much expression to be seen, which is delivered through your eyes, but it's always good to keep one smart pair of sunglasses, irrespective of whether you're traveling or you're just going around the city. That really, really works. Safety pins, guys. All the women, especially, please keep safety pins with you, even if it's one or two. You really don't know when you're in a situation to fix things, and that comes in so handy, and you're always just thankful to God, right? Then sanitary pad or cups or your, this thing. What do you call it? How can I forget the name? Sorry, I'm having
Tampons.
tampons. Yes, can you believe it? I forgot the name. Yes, tampons. But just keep one always handy, because you don't know in what situation you will need them and whether you are in a position to ask somebody for it or not. Though it's okay, but it's always good to keep one, right? Lipstick, we've spoken about. You can keep a compact if you are somebody who uses it. But yes, another thing to keep and quickly accessorize yourself is a pair of earrings, whatever you're comfortable with, whether it is studs, whether those are pearl drops, whether it's hoops, but just one standard piece, like, you know how you keep an emergency note in your wallet, that's just always there for one of those crazy times. Similarly, a pair of earrings should always be with you. It just changes your level of formality, your chicness, the whole look just changes when you just put on earrings. You just look more engaged. Like I said, whether it is for Zoom or online, offline, it doesn't really matter. But those would be some of the props that I think your handbag really deserves for you to be.
Yeah, no, Namrata is also giving a great suggestion. I love it, because a small sewing kit, this is something I steal from hotels all the time to put into my bag, because that's always handy, and that also has the safety pins in it. So, you kind of get everything in that little bag that they give you at the hotel. Band-Aids is a great one. And Rajni is asking, does cheek tint look good on dusky skin?
So yes, I'm currently wearing a cheek tint. I don't even know if you can see it or not, but just for my sake, I do wear a cheek tint. And now you get palettes, right? So I think the makeup industry has moved so forward. Like, they give you a palette that works for all skin tones. So if, let's say, red is not your skin and a mauve brown is your thing, you can just wear it, it'll just blend in. But I think it'll give you a nice, well contoured face. So why not? Everything works. It doesn't matter what skin tone you are in today's time and age. There is something out there for you. You just need to know your right color.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Right. So let's move on to the next step, which is DC, right? How to look fab wearing Indian wear. Now, a couple of quick tips I'm going to give you. This is a very detailed topic, so we can just go on and on and on about it. But ideally, whenever you're buying a kurta, please keep height as your priority over style. Right? I have seen a lot of people, just because they wear incorrect length of the kurta, they end up looking stouter, shorter, rounder. And those three features are completely against the look they want to actually achieve. Right?
So how do you do this for an anarkali, which is supposed to float to the ground?
Depends who's wearing it, right? If you are, let's say, 5'2" and below, I highly recommend wear with heels. I highly recommend wear it with heels. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but vanity, no apologies, right? Unfortunately, you can't do much about it. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to be brushing the floor. Your anarkali is going to be brushing the floor. You will look very, very compact. It will look like you've taken the outfit from somebody else and it's not your size. So it will look absolutely inappropriate if you do not keep your height factored in when you're wearing something longer. And that goes for dresses as well, even maxi dresses for that matter. You have to wear heels. And that's when the flow really, does the best you will. Right? So the length is always important over trend. Like for example, if you are, let's say 5'2" and below, I would recommend that you just stop right below your knee. 2 inches below your knee is where you should stop. Your calf is like the best point for you to know, this is the maximum length I can go if I do not want to make myself compact. Right? The trade-off is very clear. You can have either, you can have comfort or you can have style. There's some midpoint, but then that is not a fabulous midpoint. To look fabulous, you have to keep these aspects of balance in mind. Similarly, if you are below 5'2" length, I would recommend that you wear cigarette pants versus churidar, right? Because churidar is going to add volume just at your ankle and it'll cut you. So wherever the volume is going to start, it'll just cut your height. So you have to wear something which is tapered, something that streamlines you, something that gives you a vertical, elongated illusion. So with styling, we cannot change anybody. Like there's no magic wand to it that I cannot ever make anybody who's 5'2" look tall as a 5'5" without heels. That's not going to happen. But we can create illusions that are fun, illusions that make you feel confident. That's the only thing styling can do. And that's what we specialize in, right? So with trousers, that's right. So I would say avoid wearing palazzo pants, wide leg pants, churidar pants. Instead, wear cigarette pants, slim pants. But let's say if you're 5'3" and above, then churidar is a great option. And especially for women who think their thighs are bulky, churidar is a great option because it literally takes the shape of, it doesn't add any volume, right? So it just works beautifully for you. It takes away volume and it makes you look more, I don't like to use the word thin, but yeah, leaner, if that is the word that can be commonly used. Then comes saris. Now, this is something I've seen like multiple times. People are wearing beautiful saris, but for some reason, they will not pin their sari. And it will just be all over the place. I'm not saying you have to have a pleated pallu always, but in a formal setup, it's good to have a pleated pallu. You could have a multiple pleat pallu or you could have a single pleat pallu as well, but pin it up, guys. There is absolutely, I don't think there is a need for everybody to see what's happening behind the pallu. I mean, if I have to put it as classically as that, right? That is your privacy. And it's in your hands, how do you want to maintain it? And it's also appropriate. Now you can keep the pallu open as well. I'll also tell you that the length of the pallu should be right below your knee. That's where it should end when it's pleated. If it's not pleated, these days long pallus are completely in fashion. So you can go around, play with it, but just make sure that it's not longer than your sari. Right? Ideally, sari is great even if you're wearing like a 1.5 inch kitten heel as well. It just gives sari a very good structure. You look very poised and elegant. So all those tips and tricks, these are small little things, small tweaks, but I think they're absolutely achievable. I don't think these are very hard on you. How to select blouses now with the sari. If you're wearing a bordered sari, take the blouse which is at the border or at the pallu. If you're wearing something plain, like for example, this particular sari that the model is wearing, in this you could also wear a sari which is the body sari because the body is all solid, right? So you could wear gray and then it breaks with pink and then comes in the gray. So you could play around with that as well. So those were my tips for Desi look.
Now, Stella has asked a question. I don't quite understand it. What is the present style of dress? So what's in right now, I think is what she's trying to ask.
In which aspect? Like party wear, work wear, like it has also a lot of occasions in life, right? But otherwise, I think a lot of people are going with solid colors. It's summer. So a lot of solids, prints which are lighter and not very dense and in your face, something which is soothing. Colors, again, are pastel sorbet colors. Those are the things which are in, I think breathable fabrics is completely in right now. But play around with it, right? You could play around with straps, you could play around with lengths, you could play around with adding belts and accessories, which we're going to talk about later as well. Those kind of things are in. I think also a lot of people now like to buy and wear clothes that they can restyle and rewear every time they take it out of their closet. You just don't have to have that one single match with every outfit. You should be able to match it to multiple outfits. And that's also something that is in now. I don't think anybody focuses on just buying one statement outfit. You should be able to rewear even your statement outfits.
So Stella is clarifying, like, for official work meetings.
Official work meetings.
Like AGMs, annual general meetings and stuff like that, very formal meetings.
Skirt suits are really, really in. A lot of women have opened up to the idea of wearing skirt suits instead of wearing pantsuits. A lot of women have opened up to the idea of wearing dresses which are A-line or shift styles, which are ending just at your knee or right below your knee in solid colors. Abstract and geometric print at work are also picking up. Of course, they're not massive. They're not as big or dense, but they are very professional. I mean, it doesn't take away from your merit to wear prints or to wear bold colors. I'm very, very glad that the work scene is changing and women are moving away from the regular black, blue, white, gray, beige. Today, women are ready to experiment with colors, and that itself is a big trend from in a workspace.
Perfect.
Right.
And we'll take Seema your question in a bit.
Okay, accessories. Now, it's so understated. This is one aspect of styling which I think everybody knows about it, but nobody really does justice. It's like we know, right? Like for good skin, we need to drink water. There's no replacement to it. But we all don't drink, I think, 8 glasses of water every single day of our life. But we know water is the most essential thing, no matter what cream and serums you use. Nothing is going to work on your skin if you don't use water. Similarly, nothing is going to work in your style or change your style if you are not using accessories. Now, I think a lot of people would say, I'm not an accessory person, I'm not an accessory person. And that comes up very, very often. And I mostly tell people, accessory does not mean just jewelry. Right? There's so much to accessory. We all need footwear. Footwear is accessory. We all need bags. Bags is an accessory. How we keep our hair, that's an accessory. How we do our nails. Nails today are accessory. How well kept your, even if it's French or the kind of polish that you use, or if you go to nail art, that itself is an accessory. Your mask chains, accessory. You need a mask. Everybody needs a mask. The glasses that you wear, the sunglasses that you wear, all of those are accessories. So I think we can give this importance. We can work slightly hard on, slightly mindful on these aspects. That if you're wearing something today, can I add one accessory to my look? We can be mindful about it, saying just one accessory beyond my clothes. What is it that is the highlight? And start from there. That could be a starting point. So this definitely, ladies, the way you do your eyes, the lipstick that you wear, the hair color that you have, all of that is part of accessories. Those are not the clothes that you're wearing. They're over and above your clothes. So they really, really work. You can be, I mean, a lot of people think, okay, it's okay to put my hair in a bun, who's looking, what is happening. But trust me, if you just have a good hairdo, the day you're having a good hair day, you feel so confident. And I think that confidence, then the energy rubs onto you looking good also, right? It's because you're feeling it, you're reflecting it. And no matter what you're wearing, then you could be wearing a pair of jeans or you could be wearing pajamas, but it's just one thing which has been your game changer, and decide what could be your game changer. And it need not be the same every day. It can't be. So that would be one really, really important tip from my end, that accessorize. Right. It's very important that while we travel, we get this right. because as our wardrobes are not going to obviously travel with us, we cannot go shop every single time. What do we do from a styling perspective to get this aspect going? One is carry a lot more tops than carrying bottoms. Bottoms are heavier. So carry 2 or 3 bottoms that would, depending on how long your trip is. I'm thinking now a week-long trip. Even if you have 3 good bottoms and you have several tops, you can create a different look every single time, right? Very, very important. Always carry one layer. It could be a stole, it could be a shawl, it could be a jacket, it could be a blazer, it could be a cardigan, whatever. No matter, I don't know what weather you would be, where you would be going and what kind of weather you would be in with. But flights are generally cold, right? If you're traveling by air, a light stole or a jacket really does not matter. My accessory, personally, what I like to carry all the time is a denim jacket. It just works brilliantly over anything that I'm wearing. It kind of gives a casual vibe, and I can just remove it or layer it with a skirt or with jeans or with a dress. Even in fact, with sleeveless kurtas also, it works brilliantly well. But it really depends on how you want to dress up. But yeah, more tops, less bottoms, and more staples than statements. Now, if you're going to wear something which is something that can be worn only once and cannot be repeated because people are going to remember that outfit for you, you're just going to add more baggage. So that might be inconvenient. So carry more staples, which means your trousers could be all staples, your bottom wear could be staples, but your tops could be the one which add the statement. So, you are able to complete and balance your look there. Let's move on to the next one, which is, this is one of my recent favorite topics, right? I think the word power dressing has been used very nonchalantly, especially in the formal space, right? And I do want to discuss this thing. What is power dressing, right? I think a lot of people think power dressing is about looking authoritative. It's about showcasing your seniority. It's about being a boss lady. So, or coming from actual, space of power in terms of hierarchy and authority. Like if you go up the levels, you just suddenly feel, okay, now I need to have power dressing, power dress suits and power dress saris. But actually, what is power dressing? It's a sentiment. It's an expression. It comes from a space that when you're that secure, accomplished, when you feel secure, accomplished in anything that you do, you exude power. So you have the ability to dress up the way you want because you own your space. And that is power dressing. By just dressing up in a business suit will not give you any power. And your power should not be towards your colleagues or towards your subordinates. It's the power you exude in your life. It's when they see you, what do they think of you? Is it only a subordinate saying you're a boss lady, or even when you're walking on the road, people think of you saying, this person has something. This person is very senior. This person is very classy. That is your power. So I think it's very important, and especially as a stylist, I've seen a lot of clients come to me all the time and say, I'm at this certain stage in career in my life, and I need to look authoritative, do some power dressing things for me. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not what it means. Your sense of power is going to come from within, of how comfortable you are with that expression of power. So when you're powerful, you will wear colors. Let's say, for example, like I'd like to give example of Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama when they were taking the oath, right? It was a very, very prestigious event, and they turned out in colors which are not the quintessential power dressing colors, so to say, or formal colors at all. One was in purple and one was in maroon. I think for one event, she also wore a navy blue, right? But everybody was shocked, saying, oh my God, how did they wear such bold colors? It's because they genuinely felt powerful about their position to change the world. And that came as an expression saying, if I can change the world, I can wear what I want, and I'll see who stops me.
So Sakshi, another question as we talk about the secret of power dressing. Seema has asked, appropriate graceful dressing for women over 50.
Okay. Again, as a stylist, your question is great, and it's very true to what I do. So it's only fair to ask me what would you wear if you're over 50, but age is just a number. I'll put that as a pretext to this. But at the same time, I think it's important what colors you wear. Uh, Wearing something bright gives you more youthfulness. So that's your choice. Whether you want to be subtle or you want to feel youthful. If you want to wear youthful colors, you want to feel youthful, then you can wear brighter tones. If you want to feel subtle and if you think that's more age appropriate, then neutral colors, pastel colors. You could wear things which don't have as much skin show. If you don't think you're comfortable with it and you don't think that's age appropriate, then maybe wearing halter necklines or wearing skirts which have slits or shorts which are above your thighs or hot pants might not be your thing, right? Or let's say you work out, then maybe wearing razorbacks might not be something that you're comfortable with. But it's truly each to their own, because I know clients who like to wear those kind of clothes, and there are also clients who don't want to. So I don't know what category you might fall in. So it might be hard to respond in that sense, because I really think anybody can wear anything at any age group. But yes, comfortably salwar kameez, or you could wear short kurtis, and you could wear cotton pants, linen pants. If you are not somebody who wears jeans, you could wear tops which have fuller sleeves, but you could wear georgette tops, you could wear crepe tops. You don't only have to wear cotton or linen, because those are also very flowy, nice fabrics. You could wear dresses, you could wear calf length midi dresses as well, and you could add like a thin belt also to yourself. You could add a cape or a shrug to yourself to give you some layers and play around with some color blocking. For example, you could wear a black top, a t-shirt, and a colorful shrug with jeans. Very, very appropriate. It could be hip covering as well. So yeah, those are certain things that I would recommend to you. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you this question, but you can come to it later. Dr. Vandana is asking, when is it appropriate to wear black? Because black is usually considered like blue is the power color and black is supposed to be the festive or kind of the color, for when you want to give.
Quickly, I answer this and then we'll move ahead. I think black is also a very popular cocktail color. So for all your evening events where at least in Indian scenario, I think if there are no rituals or rites involved in it, like if there is no puja involved in it, it's not considered to be auspicious in most households, is what I've heard. But ideally, it's a great cocktail color. So you could wear it for receptions, you could wear it for celebration, you could wear it to a party, you could wear it to a nightclub, you could wear it to a bar, you could go to a friend's house, you could wear it to work. When at work, you could wear it at a conference, you could wear it at a launch, you could wear it at an evening dinner with your colleagues, or you could wear it at team conference dinners and things like that. But yes, it's not just black, it's also what you wear in black. So that also will be a very important factor, what you wear along with the color. Right? So we will quickly move on to the next one, which is I think this should also respond to the previous question, right? How to look formal in a casual work setting. Now, I think the times, thanks to pandemic, have gone where strict formal setups are required, or that kind of requirement, at least I don't see coming in from people where, at least with men, they don't have to wear a tie all the time. Right. So similarly, I'm guessing it's a little more relaxed with women, that you could wear cotton trousers instead of maybe sometimes wearing polyester trousers, or you could wear jackets and you could wear tops with it instead of wearing button-down shirts. So that's another way of bringing in some sort of relaxation. You could wear a nice Mandarin collar kurta with nice tapered pants and avoid the dupatta. right? So that level of formality could have dropped in your organization. But yes, you could use solid colors, you could do closed footwear, you could do minimal jewelry, statement jewelry, but it could be minimal. You could be less in terms of volume, like for example, wearing an anarkali to work, right? Even though it is formal, but it's Indian formal for festive occasions, not for your work setups. At the same time, you could do jeans and a kurta. You could do culottes at work. Again, there are formal culottes available, and there are casual culottes available. But the ones that are slightly longer than your calf muscle, those are great. Wide pants are great. Wide linen pants are also great. Relaxed pants are great. You could do different sleeve length, right? Like you could do elbow sleeves instead of wearing full sleeves, or sleeveless or cap sleeves. So there are those tips and tricks you can actually follow to stay formal in a casual setting, or to stay casual in a formal setting. Either which ways, whatever works for you, right? Monochromatic looks are also very, very good to work with. Now, what do I mean by monochromatic? It's just one color that's dominating. For example, if you're wearing black, then you can wear different shades of black. You could wear a charcoal black, you could wear a darker color for your jacket, or you could wear, let's say, a charcoal dress and hold a black bag with it. That's a very monochromatic look again. The print game. Now, this is something that I always, I wish people were more open to prints. I really, really wish people were more open to prints, because this just gets variety in your wardrobe. If you want to look different, you want to have a makeover, you want to have a wardrobe change, you're bored of having the same look, just add prints to your wardrobe. Just add prints to your look. And trust me, I guarantee you, you will feel the change the day you try out prints. And there's just so much, right? You could try self, you could try floral, you could try embroidery, stripes, checks, color block. You could try the density. The print could be big or small. It's and print on print, right? Like for example, if your kurta, the first picture, if you could see, the kurta could be horizontal prints, and your tapered pants could be vertical prints. Great to play around with. You could do a color blocking with print, which is happening in the third picture that we've put over here. It's a polka dotted shirt with a color block green, emerald green skirt. Again, it just changes the vibe. It might be a little bit of push. You might not get it right always, but practice makes any man, woman perfect. So just go ahead and have some fun. If you don't have fun, then you will just be in the cycle of doing the same things over and over again, and no change is going to happen in life. So for the changes to happen, you have to push the envelope. That there is no other way of doing this. All right. So with that, I will come to my last and my final tip for detail, right? Sometimes we miss out on very basic details, but they make a huge difference in the way you appear and how well put together you look and how fabulous you look, right? Some of them are, I've seen this when you're buying a sleeveless top, just make sure that your side bra wings are not visible. It might be comfortable, but it's not appealing for optics. It's not flattering at all. So these, and I'm not saying bra straps, I'm literally talking about the bra wings. When you're sleeveless, it should end just above your bra wing. So that's like the small, finer detail, but you could keep that in mind. Let's say now, what do you do with the tops that actually are low? Then what do you do with it? Then you wear a bra that also looks fancy enough to make sure that you create an ensemble with it, right? If you're, let's say you're wearing a turquoise color sleeveless top with very deep armholes. Maybe you could wear a fuchsia pink or a nice bright yellow bra. Then make it interesting. If you have to flaunt it, then flaunt it interestingly instead of wearing a white or a beige bra, right? So it's all about balance that you create. Secondly, this is something I've seen a lot of women, when you're wearing your trousers, just make sure firstly your zip unlocks right till the end, like on top. It should unlock that gap that you see within that automatically when I'm seeing you, let's say if I'm seeing you wearing something like that in which your zip is not fully closed, I know that that's not your size. I know it's tight on you. So there's no point hiding it, right? Because even the flap which is on the zip has now moved and opened up. So you've not done anything to yourself. You rather take one size bigger and be comfortable in it so that I don't get to know what size are you, whether you're a 28, 30, 35, 46. But if I see that stretch happen visually, right, I know you're wearing a size of trousers one size smaller. That doesn't help. How will it flatter? Right? Anything that the thing that you're trying to hide in your head, you're actually exposing it to the world. So it doesn't really help. Similarly, jackets, right? I've seen this now enough and more number of times. A lot of men, women make this mistake is they wear jackets which have no margin, which are so tight that the button also does not close. Or if the button just is literally holding by the thread and it's so fragile, it might just like snap open anytime. There's no point. Either don't button, but there are occasions where you need to button. And if you have to do that, take a size which is slightly bigger and you can always get alteration done. Now, it's not necessary. This is one thing I think a lot of us feel that if I'm buying something, it should just be a perfect fit. Sometimes you have to get the perfect fit done for our body type. We're all very different. What is being produced in the market is for all. You are not, your body is not the same as somebody on your left or right or front or back. You're different. So be open to alteration. It's okay to get some darts done and get this get structure to your body type. It will look different once you do that. But if you just wear it as it is from the store, you will also end up looking like other people because now you've not done anything different to yourself. So just get easy with the aspect of alteration. Similarly, with your length of trousers, a lot of people go and expect exact length of trouser to happen. Otherwise, they'll not buy it. They don't produce it that way. Manufacturers don't produce it that way. Unfortunately, everybody makes it with 42 length. So if that's not your length, you're missing out on a whole range of great fits just because the length did not work for you. Length can just get cut and altered. It's very simple, but don't miss out on a piece which is fabulous for you just because you were not willing to put in that interest or that effort to do the small little tweaks. So yes, all of that said, but I think the one thing that makes you fabulous, even if you don't do all of this, is your beautiful smile. A grumpy face and beautiful clothes will not make any difference but a smile will. So that is what I'll end it at.
Well, Sakshi, the question about Zoom, we need to take that. And then Seema is asking a question. These days, daughters and daughter-in-laws and mother-in-laws, they're all facing competition with each other. So how and what to wear so that everybody looks great? And then I'll take Lata's question next. But the Zoom question first, because that's my number one question.
So I think one thing which is very important is what is your background in Zoom? If your background is cluttered, or let's say your background is heavy and the decor is heavy, you don't want to blend into the decor. So always wear colors which are opposite to your decor. So it's always safe to have a neutral background firstly, wherever you're sitting. Like, for example, your background is gray, my background is just white. That really works because you don't have to really quickly go change anything. You could wear any color, any print. That really, really works. Secondly, for Zoom, face is very, very important. And then I think it's just up to shoulder level that you can really be seen. So keep your face nice and clean. You can make sure your hair well done. You can set it the way you want to, but just having unbrushed hair and unsettled hair will just have like baby hair just flying everywhere, and that might not look so exciting. You could add a pair of earrings to yourself. a good lipstick. Don't keep it too heavy. I don't think Zoom really works well, or the technology is such that the minute details are seen as much. In case you're doing it on the phone, maybe it's a better resolution, but if you're doing it on a laptop or a PC, then I don't think your eye makeup details and all are seen so much, but if you want to wear it for sure. But yeah, a good lip color, lip tint, at least not chapped lips. Don't look so dry on your lips when you're talking. Those are smaller things which are seen, right, while talking. Keep your nails clean. 100% your nails are seen. You don't have to keep them painted, but definitely keep them clean, because that's absolutely relevant. So yes, those are my quick Zoom tips.
And like I said, for people that are lazy like me, you can see I'm changing all my lipstick colors, So here you go. You can have a whole host of lipsticks to play with when you don't feel like even wearing lipstick.
Yeah, it's like magic.
It's like magic, it just appears. I love it. So Zoom is also helping us quite a bit. And and the mother-daughter question, and then I'm going to take a question from Lata. I think she also had a question. I don't know if she's still there, but go ahead. The mother-daughter, and because, everybody is competing in terms of looking good these days. Very, very tough for a stylist.
Yeah, because just that much information is not complete for me to give you too much insight.
Okay, I'm going to ask Seema to unmute and ask the question, because this is a very interesting one. Seema, go ahead. There's Seema. Go ahead, Seema.
Yeah. Okay, so I was wondering, these days, hello.
Go ahead, Seema. We can hear you.
Yeah. So these days, everywhere I see, daughters are feeling quite uncomfortable when they see their mothers dressing up like themselves, and even the daughter-in-laws get offended when they see their mother-in-law wearing short skirts or something like that. And they would go photo shopping and, just want to dress up like that, like relive their lives. So on the one hand, I feel they are reliving their lives, but the young kids, they just don't like it. So how not to offend them and live their lives? That would be my question.
All right. So a lot of lifestyle aspects are involved in this over and above styling. But from a styling perspective, I can say if you do want to feel younger, or you want to feel a fresh vibe, you could take a darker tone of the same family of color. Like, for example, let's say your daughter likes to wear pink. Instead of you wearing exactly the same color of light pink, you could possibly wear a salmon pink, which is slightly more deeper. Right? It need not be the same family. If your daughter likes to wear skirts, like for example, she likes to wear short skirts, you could possibly wear midi-length skirts. Right? So if you're replicating exactly maybe what the younger generation is doing, then they think you're trying too hard to fit in. But if they think that you are being age appropriate, then do things in the same space, but slightly in a more elevated manner. Like, for example, if she likes to wear strappy clothes or a spaghetti top, you could wear a sleeveless, which has thicker straps, right? If she likes to wear ghagra choli, then maybe you could wear a sharara and a longer choli with it. So that she just feels, okay, my mother is not giving me a direct threat or competing with me, but she also has a life and she is allowed to live it, but she's doing it her way and I'm doing it my way. So yeah, those would be smaller things, tweaks that I could tell you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
If anybody else would like to have a question, I would love to unmute them, and then we'll take tips from all three of the lovely ladies with us, their closing tips for us. So if anybody would like to ask a question, please do raise your hand. There is a hand. Lata, go ahead. Go ahead, Lata.
Good evening, all. Nahar from Bangalore.
Hi.
We'll be talking about clothes, accessories, everything. Do we? There are a lot of people who try to copy someone's style statement or the clothes what they're trying to do. Isn't it necessary that we have our own style, own dressing sense, own confidence, and how do we define it?
Sure. So, Lata, in the profession that I am, I honestly think it's one life and you should completely live it. You live life only once, YOLO, right? You want to get inspiration from somebody, go ahead and get it. If you have it in you to create something of your own, you should go ahead and get it. I think it's all about individuals, right? I don't think how you dress up is a collective decision. As a stylist, as a person, I don't give that authority to people to decide how I should dress up. If I feel somebody's dressing up better than me, that's my way of learning from them. So it will start at, that's how we do any sort of learning. We look up to somebody who's done things better than us or differently, and then we inculcate the same thing in our own lifestyle. Sometimes we go ahead and um, reinvent ourselves and invent something for ourselves and then experiment with it. So I don't know if I'm a believer of this should happen versus that. I think everything is right, whatever fits your bill, whatever you feel confident and you feel powerful, that should be your stand. That's what I personally think.
Seema is asking how to make a personal, long-lasting impression.
Smile, kindness. That's like the best things, right? Clothes will change. Your kindness, your smile, your personality, your ability to engage with others, all of that will make somebody remember you. Very few times people will just remember you for clothes, but long lasting remembrance is more for personality and not for clothes. But yes, it's important to look sharp, look appropriate, dress up for the occasion. For example, if you're going to a party, you don't want to not have any makeup, you don't want to look dull, you don't want to look lazy, you don't want to look shabby, you do want to look clean, presentable. You put in an effort to somebody's party, to the host, for getting ready for them, right? So it's important to look appropriate, and then of course your personality gets added to it and you shall be remembered forever.
Fantastic. Thank you. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to take the tips from all three ladies. We'll start with Kuntal, then Arti, and then back to you, Sakshi, as we close up for today.
Hi. We actually have gotten through an hour so quickly. This was so much fun. I think my favorite tip when it comes to dressing is to kind of, have that balance of being stylish and feeling comfortable, so that you actually feel good about how you look. Always try and aim for that, something that is uber stylish, but which you'll end up feeling very uncomfortable. It's gonna show on your face at some point or the other. So you can always find those items which are stylish and yet you're feeling comfortable, and you'll end up feeling good all day long.
Thank you. Arti, how about you?
I think I'll repeat one of the points that Sakshi talked about. And I mean, I love accessorizing. I mean, that is my thing. If you ask anybody, even people who've known me, and it's just, it's not so much about accessorizing per se, but it's just about bringing that little bit of color, a little bit of, personality to, the outfit. And a lot of times people ask me okay, how many accessories do you own? And I own quite a bit. But it also happened because, Sukriti, I've been doing this over years. It's never a one-time thing. So, you may be buying a few accessories in a year, you buy some nice stuff. It lasts you a very long time, but it pulls a lot of your, fun outfits together. And I think the other thing is just experimenting, right? Just be open to new ideas. Just because you did something some time ago doesn't mean that, you can't do something new today. So I think constantly kind of, trying to play around just is a lot more fun.
All right. Awesome. And how about you, Sakshi?
Well, I've given away all my 10 secrets. You can pick and choose anything for me. Each one of them are very, very important. But yes, above and beyond, I would say constantly just reinvent. Just don't get stuck in the moment. Times are changing. Fashion is always changing, and fashion is always changing for us to have fun. There's nothing more serious than that. Fashion is for fun, and that should always be remembered. And just go out there and just reinvent yourself. That's it.
Well, thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, StyleNook team, for giving us these awesome tips. Thank you all for joining us. And I hope you try them. And if you do, please Instagram them. Please Instagram us. So sipping.thoughts, we'd love to hear from all of you. Which tip did you try? What worked? If you try my Zoom trick, please let me know. I want to see lipstick on all of you next time you join us. And we'll see you next Thursday. I think we'll be back, or next Tuesday. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.